What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Chase, aka CR Media. Another edition of the AEW Dynamite Post Show, brought to you by CR Media and my co-host Mark, Pro Wrestling Kingpin. Mark, how are you this week, sir?
I'm all right, man. How you doing?
Doing pretty damn good myself, man. Um, gonna get into some AEW Dynamite, some wrestling tonight. Um, but wanted to kind of get all the details, all the nitty gritty out of the way, right? Um, right now we are live on Sports Empire Network, and you can find Sports Empire Network on YouTube and Facebook. Go check them out for all your sports needs. And then, of course, we are live on the on Twitch, twitch.tv/CR Media 1988. Looks like we've already got some people popping in here. My good friend Josh Elliott. Josh, appreciate you joining in. Key over at Sports Empire says, "What's up, Chase and Mark? Appreciate you joining, Key."
What up? Thanks for joining.
And then Scott, my good friend, says, "Howdy, howdy." That's weird. I didn't know they said howdy down in the land down under.
I always forget he's down there, dude. Trips me out. So it's tomorrow
So
for him right now.
had quite the show tonight, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Started off with your boys, the Jericho Appreciation Society. We're gonna get into this, but hey, guys, if you haven't done it already, make sure you like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. If you really like the content that you're seeing, make sure you hit that notification bell so you never ever miss anything from Sports Empire Network or CR Media on Twitch. Twitch is making a lot of different changes right now, so kind of opened up my dashboard here and kind of saw some weird stuff. Chat highlight settings. Okay, all right, we'll do that.
Luigi Primo. Making
That's
the
right.
best of pizza.
That's right. My man, he making the best pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Um, that was awesome. So uh, the was it last week? No, it wasn't last week. It was a couple weeks ago. Luigi was on Dynamite. We missed that Dynamite post show.
Yeah,
So
we
I
did.
clipped it and put it on my social media. Um, because there was a little bit of criticism, so to speak, for Luigi being on TV, and I don't give a flying fuck. So I'm here for it.
That's your boy.
Anthony
That's your boy.
Anthony Ago Anthony Agogo's a piece of shit, and Miro's not far behind him. So that's all I got to say about that. Uh,
Damn.
hey, listen, man. Like these guys, those guys work just as hard as y'all do, if not more. So for you to call him out and act like he's not, you know, like it is what it is, man. Like maybe if you weren't boring, maybe if the coolest thing about you wasn't your fucking wife, maybe you'd get over.
Oh,
Sorry,
damn. Damn.
maybe if Anthony Agogo had some fucking charisma, maybe Anthony Agogo could get some time on TV, but he doesn't.
Damn. Yo,
So,
Chase is triggered.
I'm
Chase is
sorry, man.
triggered. I'm gonna have to clip this rant.
Please be my guest.
Chase about to get canceled.
I could care less. Um, I couldn't care less. Sorry. I can hear Josh in my
Damn.
head. I can hear my friend Josh going. It's could not care less. So,
True.
anyways,
True. That's why he's a smart one.
Jericho Appreciation Society gets in the ring to celebrate. They got my man Luigi Primo back there making a New York style pizza in Philly. The fans did not like
Boo.
that.
I wouldn't have liked it either. Chicago pizza, baby.
Uh, that's not a pizza. That's an entree. It's
What
like
is?
lasagna.
What is?
Deep dish.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I know this is a Dynamite post show, but clearly the Kansas Cityan or whatever the fuck you guys call yourselves over there don't know what Chicago pizza is. So let me school you on what Chicago pizza is, okay? It is not the deep dish pizza. Maybe use the Googles or maybe have Raz do it for you. It's our thin crust pizza. That is Chicago style pizza, okay?
Okay.
Fucking
Okay.
deep dish pizza is not Chicago style pizza. While yes, it is in Chicago, it is more of like a specialty pizza. Okay, it is thin crust.
Gotcha.
All you fuckers out there need to get it right
Whatever.
and try some because it's the best in the
No one
world.
cares.
That's
No
why
one
CM
cares.
Punk loves it too.
No one. No
Because
one
he's the
cur
best in the world.
sitting at home.
Collect the money. Biggest finesse.
Heard, heard that.
He has the best finesse since the backup quarterbacks in the NFL.
So, what is traditional Chicago style pizza? Image result for Chicago style pizza, Chicago deep dish pizza, also called Chicago style pizza,
No.
is pizza cooked in a pan instead of a page.
There you go. Do you know what a pan pizza is compared to a deep dish pizza? Because it's
Yeah,
not the same thing.
instead of a baking tray or a peel. Due to it being cooked in a pan, diners enjoy a whopping layered concoction that rivals typical pizza in sheer height alone. So
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Raz got on the Google machine like you requested, and Google
Uh huh.
told Raz that deep dish is
Well,
Chicago style pizza.
Australia's dumb. They don't know what they're talking about. And pan pizza is different from a deep dish, by the way. Just FYI.
No,
But go on with the amazing Jericho Appreciation Society segment and acknowledge their amazing threads they wore tonight. Because I'm about to get me one of those. I'm about to talk my fiance. Let me wear that to the wedding. That shit was fire.
Um. So I felt like this show kind of overall was kind of surrounded by the Jericho Appreciation Society with
Yeah,
Garcia, Jericho. That's how we started out. Um, Jericho and Garcia kind of having words um and getting into it. And does it look like we're building towards
definitely,
Garcia Jericho for the ROH championship?
definitely, 100.
Yep.
percent
Agreed. Agreed.
Definitely gonna build for it. He's gonna put Ring of Honor on the map. He is probably gonna get him a TV deal or a streaming deal off the back of Jericho because he sells, and he'll drop it to Garcia as he should.
Yep. So we started off with Brian Danielson came out to Daniel Garcia's aid, so to speak. He got a challenge from Matt Menard. Um, you know, William Regal and Excalibur on commentaries. Pretty funny right now. I don't know. I don't know what that thing is they got going on. Um, now, uh, we did get a LaBelle lock from Danielson on Daddy Magic, and he tapped out. We got a afterwards we got a video package from the Control Center highlighting John Moxley versus Juice Robinson tonight. You wanna talk about this a little bit? So um real quick, I did want to say what's up to Phil.
Yeah,
Appreciate
what's up,
Phil
pal?
hanging out with us. Um, Kate Kate 420, now known as Thirsty Kate, says, "Hey guys." Um, but yeah, man. I'll let you kind of get into this because I saw something on TikTok that kind of made me chuckle, and
What made you chuckle?
You know
Now I
how I
want to hear
love
it.
those. You know how I love those. I love those people on TikTok. You
Let's
know,
hear it. What made you chuckle?
there was this goofy dude that you used one of his videos one time as a you used one of his videos one time as a an example on our show, and
Oh yeah. Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
and
All
he,
right, go on.
you know, make me why should I care? I just don't care about Juice Robinson. Like, make me care. Listen, the product isn't appealing to you, so that's why Tony knows who he's appealing to, bringing in Juice Robinson, bringing in who was it a month ago, the Great Muda. Who did he have face Mox a while back from GCW?
Oh, he's had so many, dude. I can't even keep it.
You
Like,
know, and
but,
everybody
but
does this. Everybody does this thing where they'll jump on TikTok and they'll be like, "Why does AEW do this, man? Make me care about." Listen, I have been critical of AEW the past few weeks. Mance Warner, that's who it was. Thank you, Phil. Um, I've been critical of AEW for the past couple of weeks, but this is stupid. Like that, they're brought on the show, and if you don't know who they are, you don't fucking know who they are. I don't care. They don't care. Nobody fucking cares. Stop making TikTok after TikTok after TikTok. Not just that one guy. I'm talking about all these TikTokers, man. They'll all like everybody will make a video and go, AEW did it again. They expect us to care. I don't watch New Japan. How am I supposed to know who Juice Robinson is?
Google it.
Uh, fucking yeah, Google it. The internet is at your fingertips, you fucking idiots. Like, go do it.
It's
when
funny that
when
you
a
it's
guy
fun.
when a guy from NXT, which is funny because like this is that tribalism like we talk about all the time. So when a guy from NXT comes up from NXT to the main roster, and you got people who don't watch NXT, they don't jump online and go, "Well, WWE did it again, man. They introduced another guy from NXT, and I don't know who he is. And why am I supposed to care about? Why am I supposed to care about Seth Rollins and the Shield? Huh? I don't know who these guys are.
So
Fucking
it's
Google it."
really funny that you bring this up because I was talking to one of my friends, and him and I literally were going at it for this very reason. And you
Yeah.
literally brought up the NXT guys. They're like, oh, they expect us to know we don't cater to the indie guys. So I hit him with a question. I'm literally reading the thread right now. I was like, let me ask you a question. He's like, all right, go ahead. I'm like, did you watch NXT Black and Gold? He's like, yeah. And I was like, what's the difference? He's like, well, what do you mean? And I'm like, Kevin Owens, Kevin Steen, Seth Rollins, Tyler Black.
Sami
Did you know
Zayn,
these
El
guys?
Generico,
Did you know these guys? I'm literally like, it's
Shinsuke
literally in
Nakamura,
my
who
thread.
was
Like, I'm reading it right now.
yeah, like Shinsuke Nakamura, who was a top New Japan guy.
Yeah,
But you didn't bitch. You didn't bitch when Shinsuke Nakamura showed up on NXT. You only bitch when they do it over here. Like I said, this it's that tribalism thing. Like
I think
it's the same content creators I always see that are always criticizing one show over the other. That are like, well, AEW, here we go again, trying to make us care about so and so, and why should I care? There's no buildup. There doesn't need to be. The match was made. It's on there. Shut the fuck up. Go to Google and fucking research it. Or watch the match. Decide if you like the guy. Then go research him. It's called exposure. That's why these independent guys are brought in. That's why Danhausen was brought in. Was because Danhausen was so hot on the indie scene. He was one of the hottest things on the indie scene all year long. And then they brought him on TV. So then guess what people did? They went and researched who was Danhausen. I mean, that's
I
how it
agree.
works.
Yeah, I agree. I
They're
mean,
not they're not contracted wrestlers. They don't need to have a video package and a whatever. Like you only don't like it because it's one company that does it. And that's what it is.
I agree. I
Those
agree.
same
How you doing,
fuckbags on
Hunter?
TikTok, those same fuckbags on TikTok will go, I don't know who this guy is. And then when they're in a live with somebody, they'll down talk people and go, you don't know who Tyler Black is? What about what about um what about John Moxley? You didn't know who John Moxley was before he was Dean Ambrose. Those dudes are the ones sitting there
Those
going,
dudes are the same dudes when we hit them with this argument, because I agree with you, by the way. I'm not trying to argue with you.
no,
Those dudes that when we bring this argument to them, they're like, "Oh, well, WWE made them. They put them in a bigger platform, and now they're WWE guys." No, they're not. I mean, yes, they made their most money and maybe they became more famous with WWE, but WWE 9 times out of 10 does the same thing that AEW does, and you bring in these guys and you change their name and you rebrand them and you bring them up, and it's the same shit. Tyler Black, Kevin Steen, all these guys,
yeah,
Bryan Danielson or Daniel Bryan. I mean, all these guys, Ring of Honor and all in the indie scene as well, but they just continue to just be like, oh, well, WWE, made them famous. Then what is AEW doing? It's essentially the same thing. AEW is on a big platform, just like WWE. They probably don't make, as money like WWE, obviously. WWE is more of a global entity and everything, but you're still getting in that mainstream, getting your name out there. It's the same situation. It's the same thing.
yeah.
The only the
Chase.
only difference, the only difference is that AEW allows you to keep your name so you can keep your whatever indie popularity that you have on their show.
Chase is when Chase is talking about TikTok. Chase is hot. Um, and Chase has been on a roll this week. I killed my stream last night by talking shit on Patrick Mahomes. We went from like 14 viewers down to 3 viewers as soon as I started talking shit about Patrick Mahomes.
You were talking shit
Uh,
about him?
he had a shitty game. He didn't have a shitty game. He just I was criticizing that Patrick is a player, not a coach. Patrick doesn't need to be calling the plays. And it showed in the past how it's bit the Chiefs in the ass. And as soon as I started doing it, man, our viewership dropped. Here's what I'll say.
Well, I mean,
I'll say that I'll
he
say
won
that
me my
there's these
fantasy league this week, because otherwise I don't have to carry this bullshit thing around anymore.
um so this is what I'll say. There is a widely popular TikToker who uh, who sucks at guessing a wrestler, and sucks at coming up with facts of guessing a wrestler because he doesn't fucking know. Like, bro, if you're gonna base your whole fucking like content on guess the wrestler, at least know who the fuck you're talking about, you dipshit. So
Oh
this
shit.
same content creator will go and downgrade and talk down to people because they don't know who Tyler Black is. They don't know who Kevin Steen is. They don't know who um Phil Brooks is and all this other stuff. And then go, well, I don't watch indie shows. I don't know who these people are. What's MLW? I don't fucking know. One of the most popular fucking independent wrestling promotions out there. But indie wrestling because you'll down talk other people on your platform because they don't know who Tyler Black was or whoever. So fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that TikTok creator. And whatever. So,
Do you want to play guess the wrestler, and then you could show him up and I'll post it on TikTok?
well, if I play guess the wrestler and I'm
Okay.
making you guess the wrestler, Mark, I'm at
Hmm.
least gonna know the fucking facts about the wrestler I'm making you guess. Yeah, I mean that would be smart, right? I mean, if you're gonna fucking post it for your hundreds of thousands of followers to see, I would at least know who the fuck I'm talking about.
All right, TikTok. I want you to drop it in the comments right now. Chase is not gonna see, and before we end this stream, he's gonna play guess the wrestler on whoever you choose. So go ahead and drop it in the comments. Chase won't see, and by the end of this stream, we'll play guess the wrestler with Chase, just for shits and giggles.
Just for shits and giggles.
And make sure I know it so he's not making a meme about me either, please. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, like I said, if we were gonna play guess the wrestler, I would expect you to present facts that or present stuff that you know about that wrestler. Don't
Yeah.
say some stupid shit like if I go, "Hey, was this wrestler a world champion in the 2000s?" Yeah, he was. No, you fucking idiot, he wasn't. Like,
Oh my god.
well, like I said, and what got me on that box is
Woo!
that's the same type of content creator that will go, well, I don't know who Juice Robinson is. Why am I supposed to care about Juice Robinson? Oh, really? You don't know who he is? But you fucking marked out like a little bitch when Seth Rollins showed up on WWE. Like, oh my God, there's Tyler Black. No, because you didn't know who Tyler Black was. You fucking learned it by watching a WWE documentary, you pussy.
So the Jericho Appreciation Society celebrated the Ocho, the greatest world champion of all time, the greatest wrestler of all time, the greatest sports entertainer of all time. We are now in the rings of Jericho, baby. But yeah, so this is definitely setting up wow, fucking Chase here. Definitely setting up what am I going here? You got me off the rails now too, bro.
I know, man.
Jericho versus Garcia. We got Jericho
We
versus
already talked
Garcia.
about this. You're
Oh yeah,
backtracking.
that's right. See, look at this guy fucked me up, man. He fucked up the
Yeah.
whole goddamn show. Fucked up the whole goddamn show.
I was just getting ready to talk about a video recap of MJF and Wheeler Yuta, and then I brought up the video package of Juice Robinson and John Moxley that everybody everybody on TikTok decided that AEW, why should I care about Juice Robinson? You should
So
fucking go
anyway,
Google it, pussy.
my thoughts on the match. I thought it was a good match. Juice Robinson, I really didn't know too much about him. So to your point, I did Google him.
Kano
Uh,
Chaos. Appreciate the follow, sir. That's cool. He spells chaos the same way I do. My created wrestler since I was like 8 years old was Chaos Chase.
oh,
So
okay,
we spelled chaos the same way. I thought that was cool.
that is cool.
Best opening in wrestling for a long time. I
Oh, there
don't
you
know
go,
if
Raz.
I don't know if Scott is talking about the opening of Dynamite or the opening of this show.
He's talking about the Ocho, Chris Jericho. We're not talking about your fucking TikTok rant.
He's talking about this show. You're goddamn right. Anyways, God. Hey guys, you should
All
go
right,
buy my.
let's reel
Hey
it
guys,
in. Let's
you
reel
should
it
go buy
in.
my merch.
Let's reel
I've
it
got a
in.
sweatshirt. I've got a sweatshirt in the shop for $75. That's a
Next,
fucking ugly piece of shit.
next segment, Chase. Next segment. Next segment. Mark's got to be up early as fuck still. Okay, let's reel it
Um,
in.
yeah, MJF and Yuta.
MJF and
Um,
Yuta, I liked it.
yeah, man.
Um,
And we talked about last week that like was this kind of their way of like Yuta hasn't done much lately.
you know
Um,
what?
and then
Real
this
quick.
week he came back with a vin. I like how they let him get I like how they let him get a one up on MJF on this show.
I think I have to disagree with what you're saying. How he really hasn't done much. I know we talked about it last week, and the more I think about it, I mean, Yuta just came off a long program. I mean, he's been there. I mean, they're all going to die off and come
Well,
back. I mean, you know
yeah,
how
yeah,
wrestling is.
but
I mean,
he kind of the Blackpool Combat Club kind of sizzled out,
mhm,
especially with Yuta, and
mhm.
then Yuta like lost the championship, the pure championship, to
Yeah.
Garcia, and then was just kind of like in the shadows. So when last week happened, I was like, oh great, we haven't seen Yuta in a while. Then they bring Yuta on TV only to get his ass kicked by MJF and Morrissey. Well, then this week I'm happy about it. I'm gonna talk or I'm gonna give him some praise because um you know they they let you to get one over on their hottest star right now. So
And I like that. I like that.
yeah,
I like how they made him look strong. They're not making him look like he's about to job out to MJF, which we all know that's gonna happen. He's gonna lose. But
yeah,
they made him look like the guy in the Blackpool Combat Club, the guy who wants to bleed, the guy who wants to get in getting those tough matches and beat your ass, and I like that. He's sticking to that gimmick of what the Blackpool Combat Club is, and he's really the embodiment of that right in his promo tonight and the way he called out MJF, and I thought that was great. Please don't no more TikTok rants. Just stop. This fucking guy. Don't follow this guy on TikTok, guys. Fuck this guy.
Hey, man. Listen,
This
you can't
fucking
flip
guy.
flop on me, Mark. You want it one week and then the next week you don't want it. Listen, you open that can of
Yeah.
worms. We'll go back and clip it. You open that can of worms. So
You say you want me to go back and clip it?
yeah, go back and clip it. You opened it.
Okay, I'll clip it. I got you. I will. If you want me to. You got it.
So
Mark is a tweener. What is that? An Australian term? I don't know what that means.
no, a tweener is a wrestling term. There's babyface and there's heel, and then there's tweeners. People who flop between babyface
I thought you were
and heel.
talking shit. My bad, Raz. I'll take it back. I take it back. I love you. No, wait, I don't take it back. You're insulting Chicago pizza. Never mind. Oh, God. What's next? This guy throwing me off. This is not how the show's supposed to go.
Moxley and Juice Robinson.
We're still there? No, we're not. Come on.
This was a good
Let's see here.
match. This was a damn good match. Chase is not playing the heel. No way. No way. No, Chase is definitely not playing the heel. Chase is the baby face. Anyways, this was a damn good match. You know, obviously, if I didn't know who Juice Robinson was and I watched this match, I would be like, man, that Juice Robinson guy is really good. I should go Google him.
Who's
And
Juice? This guy's
I should go.
We're not even on this anymore. Come on, man. We're on fucking MJF
like
and Yuta.
if I watched that match, I would be like, man, like that Juice Robinson's really good. I should go Google him and watch some of his matches and learn more about him. That's what I should do.
Help. Josh, I need help. Bring this guy in, man. We're not even
Well,
on this
I'm
anymore.
in. I'm in. This is where we are on the show, Mark.
No, we're not.
We're
We're
on
MJF
the
and Yuta. We're MJF and Yuta.
We passed that. You said what's next? I said John Moxley and Juice Robinson.
Oh God, yeah, you're right. He's right. Fuck my life. I just don't want to hear his rant anymore. Oh, someone says win or lose, Juice still gets to go home with Tony Storm. All right, I hear that.
Heard that. Wish I didn't, but I did. Heard that. Wish I didn't, but I did.
It was a damn good match. I loved it. It was great. Like I said, I don't know too much about Juice Robinson, but I liked the match. It was great. The Eliminator matches, a lot of people don't like them. I don't mind them. I like seeing my champion fight. You get to AEW's helping you guys get introduced to all these guys that you claim to don't know and don't care about.
Yeah.
As opposed to what the other show does, and they want to just keep it in house, and you know what I'm saying? Like I actually like that about AEW because AEW has forced me to watch even more promotions, believe it or not, just to learn about these guys that potentially could come. And I like that they have partnerships and they do these crossover stories and everything like that. That's just great for a wrestling fan.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, just circling back to what we said earlier, if it is appealing to a certain type of fan, the fans who know these guys. And it's great for exposure because when you see them, it's the same thing like I said in NXT. When people who didn't watch NXT very much heard Kevin Owens' theme music hit in WWE, the crowd went nuts. The other people were like, "Oh, who's this guy? Oh, he's on NXT. Cool." Same thing with Sami Zayn and all those guys. It's no different.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Juice Robinson showed up, half or the most of that crowd, because like I said, most of those, that's the type of fans that are watching AEW, is the majority of them know those guys over in New Japan. So the ones that didn't were like, damn, like that's cool. I'm gonna go watch more of this Juice Robinson guy. That's the whole point of it. And Juice is a phenomenal talent, and
So someone
um,
says that Juice got destroyed by Kevin Owens in NXT debut. So I guess he was in NXT and got destroyed, and he was
he
able.
was he was Tyler Rex in NXT. That's funny.
Okay, yeah.
That's
So
that's
there you
funny.
go. So he was able to showcase his talents here in AEW. Got to use his name, Juice Robinson, as opposed to the other brand. They tried to rebrand you, and you got your ass whooped by Kevin Owens. Okay, well there you go.
Yeah,
It's another more reason. Like I'm not going back and forth because I really like I like WWE programming lately a
yeah,
lot. But there's just certain things that I like that AEW does that WWE doesn't. This is one of them. I'm getting introduced to other people that I really don't know too much about, and I want to be able to research them. So this whole, like Chase says, I don't want to get them going again, but how people on TikTok and other social medias talk about, oh, why should I care about this person? You don't have to care about them if you don't want to, but you do have the ability to search them out. And if they interest you, or if they put on a good match like they did tonight, you're maybe going to want to go and search out, okay, what other good matches does this guy have? Let me look him up. Let me see if he's good. Let me see if he's someone that I really want to follow, you know?
yeah. Phil's right. It was C.J. Parker, not Tyler Rex.
CJ Parker. But yeah, that's just the whole point of it. So I remember like a while back, I came across TikTok and this guy was complaining about Forbidden Door pay-per-view, and he's like, I'm gonna be totally honest. He's like, I am not excited for this pay-per-view in the slightest. Tony Khan done like a terrible job promoting it. I'm like, it's Forbidden Doors, people from New Japan. If you follow it, you do. If you follow, you don't. But you have the ability to go search it out and enjoy the product for what it was. And to this day, that's probably one of the best pay-per-views I've ever been to live in my life.
Yeah,
And I've been to a lot of pay-per-views in my lifetime, and it
yeah. I
was
mean,
it,
like
it was fantastic.
that's the whole point of the Forbidden Door, is to introduce
Exactly.
people here to that stuff, because you know like I said, I've been super critical of AEW the past couple weeks. I don't understand the criticism on this. Especially everybody has a smartphone in their hands when they're watching TV, or they're sitting in front of a computer or some type of electronic device that has Google at your fingertips. So, you know, I just, like I said, I don't. It doesn't mean much to me. So,
Agreed.
um, post match, Hangman Adam Page. Um, and this is where we'll kind of talk more about the MJF Wheeler Yuta stuff, because they had a stare down, because they're about to have another AEW World Title match in a few weeks. NJF interrupted them and said they're fighting to lose, because whoever is champ is going to lose to the generational talent.
Facts.
Wheeler Yuta appeared behind MJF and beat the dog shit out of him as they spilled into the crowd. Um, so, like I said, I wanted to take a chance to kind of talk about that, because we did kind of not skim, but we kind of uh, rushed through the MJF Yuta altercation earlier, because I wanted to talk about this. Like I said, I was a little. We talked about it last week. I was a little perturbed because of
Good word.
you know uh, Wheeler Yuta getting stomped out. And I didn't think that they were going to do much with him after that, because it's MJF. So this week, he goes and he gets the one up on MJF. I'm like, okay, you know, we can have a good match between the two, and obviously MJF is going to win. It doesn't need to be a squash. It doesn't need to be, an embarrassment. Uh, you know, we could have a damn good match between Yuta and MJF, and obviously MJF comes out on top.
I agree, and it'll showcase both wrestlers, both talents that AEW has, and continues to give us good shows because, quite frankly, like I said, without the Elite, without CM Punk, we're getting good, entertaining shows. You don't need them. I'm entertained. I love this whole program that was unexpected between MJF and Yuta. I wasn't expecting to have him have a little program with him and Wheeler Yuta. That's honestly one of the
Absolutely.
last. That's actually one of the last people I thought that he would have a program with before him giving the championship. And I'm invested in it already. Yuta wants to beat his ass, and I'm all for it.
Yep.
I want to. I want to see it. I want to see a fucking fight.
Yeah, there's a lot of great programs going on right now. Now
Yeah.
without the and it's funny you brought that up because I agree. Without Punk, without Bucks, even without Kenny again,
Mm-hmm.
there's some good. Obviously Kenny's missed.
Of course.
He's a great wrestler, and um, but yeah, the Garcia Jericho thing going on right now with
That's
throwing
great.
with throwing Bryan Danielson into the mix. You know,
That
um,
that's great. We'll get it. I have more to say in that, but I don't want to veer off too much because we're going to talk about it later anyway. So,
yep,
but yeah, but it's great. It's a great program. It's an unexpected program, and I'm all for it. It's great. It's going to be hard hitting. MJF drops great promos as he usually does. So I love it.
man, I was not a fan of this next segment.
Are we talking about the women's segment?
Yeah,
Holy shit, that was bad, guys. That was fucking bad. I don't know if you guys agree right now, but that shit was bad. Someone's got to write Paige's promos or something because that was horrible, horrible. And it kind of reminded me. It kind of reminded me of WWE. I felt like she did the same shit in WWE, talking about that she is the women's revolution. You know what I'm saying? Like she did that in WWE. Why are you bringing that over here? It's like did you freeze up? Were you really that nervous? I don't know. I didn't like the way that it was all brought out. She should have just came out, done a quick promo, say I'm back, glad to be back. Hopefully you'll see me in the ring soon. Whatever the case may be. But man, that was bad. I did not like it. And I'm glad Britt Baker came out there to save it because Britt Baker could drop a fucking promo because she was there talking shit. I loved it. But
yeah.
man,
Uh,
that was bad.
so Raz says they have Soraya acting as a general manager. I
Is
wouldn't say
that
a
what it
general manager.
is?
I don't know, but I did think that was kind of weird how she got up and went back to the table like William Regal does. Now just because she's commentating this one week doesn't mean that she's not going to be active. But I don't know, man. Have we actually read anywhere that
No,
she is cleared for action?
no, we haven't. No, we haven't.
We've
And
all assumed that she is cleared for action.
she did say, like, put that up there if you don't mind. What Raz just
Yeah.
said. She did say that she helped book this lumberjack match. So I don't know. Could we be seeing Paige as a GM role? Another question for everyone out there, even you, Chase. Does AEW need an on-screen authority figure?
No, no, no. If they were going to go that route, I'd go with Tony because a coked out little dude like Tony would be the best online or on air general manager you could ask for.
He don't like being on TV though. That's why everything's pre-recorded or he'll come out before or after the show. He don't like being on TV.
I know, but like, could
So
you imagine? Could you imagine? I think he could like if he
they
got
would
all
whip
like dope, if
they
he
would
got
whip
doped
him up.
out in those bug eyes. He came out with those bug eyes and yelled blood and guts or war games. I think he'd do it better than Regal could.
If first of all, I've always been I'm pro how do I say this? I'm pro on-air authority figure. I've always liked it. Um, does AEW need it? Probably not. I don't really care. Like I obviously I haven't been missing it. But I've always liked the on-air authority figure. I feel it adds good segments, and I just always been a fan. So I don't
Yeah.
hate it.
No,
I don't hate it.
I used to be a humongous fan
Yeah,
until the other company uh drowned it and killed it and buried it and burned it, all of the above. And I don't want to see AEW try it because I've seen other companies try it, and other companies have done just as bad, if not more terrible of a job than the other company has done. I mean, for fuck's sake, look at TNA. Dixie Carter, Hulk Hogan. Um,
Dixie.
I'm
I have
not.
a special announcement next week. Make sure you tune in every week.
Yeah, you know. I mean, that's what it would be like
No,
if if
absolutely not for Paul White. Sorry.
Tony was the on air, if Tony was an on air like authority figure, it would be special announcement after special announcement after special announcement, and just be like, all right, guy, we're cool. Like,
Ratchet on the nose. I think the only person that I would like AEW having an authority figure is William Regal. If it's not William Regal, then I don't give a fuck who it is.
yeah,
William Regal or
you know,
nobody. William Regal or nobody.
yeah, and like so. With that being said, I'd rather go with nobody.
Yeah.
So
So hopefully she's not here to be some type of on-air authority figure, because if she
yeah,
is, you could have stayed home. Sorry, but you are hot, and I love your videos.
her boyfriend's a massive douchebag though.
Yeah,
Um, I'll
I'll
take
take
Jimmy
you
Hart for
home for
200.
200.
No, no, I'm cool. No on Jimmy Hart. All right. So then the segment got like even more weird. Because they decided to do this lumberjack match, which sounded really cool in theory. But then Jamie Hayter ran after, or yeah, Jamie Hayter ran after somebody, like, and it was just an odd spot.
It was
I was
bad.
like, I was like, you're there. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not gonna, you know,
If they would have
uh,
actually done like a decent match and a decent in-ring match with actually utilizing the lumberjacks, it would have been a very cool concept. But I felt like I felt like this was something that they just threw together. They're like, all right, what are we gonna do? Like, what are we gonna do, Soraya? What do you want to do? And let's think of something. Like, all right, let's just do this lumberjack match, whatever the fuck it's called.
yeah.
I don't know. It felt very. It was not put together well at all.
So backstage, Tony Schiavone was with the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn. They mentioned that next week is National Scissor Day. Um, and then Keith Lee interrupted. Um, they mentioned that they were going to have an open challenge for their tag team titles on Rampage that um, not very many people are going to watch
Why is that?
because it's Rampage.
I watch Rampage.
I do too. I know. I'm
Rampage.
being.
Hold on, man. Rampage has been getting better. All right.
It has.
Yeah,
It has.
yeah, it's Rampage, and it's
Absolutely.
and it's not a show that they like really put all their effort really into, but it's been getting better. They're having
Absolutely.
quality matches. Actually, they always have quality matches on Rampage.
I'm not going to disagree with you,
I mean,
but you and I are probably one of very few that watch it. So
you're always gonna have one guaranteed banger on Rampage. I have not watched a Rampage where I did not get a banger of a match. I can't even recall.
I agree. I agree. But like I said, it's not my fault people don't watch it. So um,
What are you laughing at?
you you got this look like somebody pissed in your Cheerios.
No, but man, that sounds good right now. I want some fucking Cheerios, dude.
without the piss, right?
Yeah, I'm more of a peanut butter crunch guy. Keep it together.
Oh man. So, Keith Lee interrupted, mentioned, told the Acclaim that Billy Gunn was the reason why they won the titles. Um, so eventually, we're gonna get Keith Lee and Swerve versus the Acclaimed again. Um,
And I'm glad. I'm glad that AEW does rematches.
Now, I haven't read any spoilers for Rampage. Do you think there's a possibility that the Swerve in Our Glory is the one that accepts their challenge on Friday?
Probably. I feel like it's a higher chance, but I mean, I would love AEW to use this opportunity because Swerve in Our Glory is getting a guaranteed pretty much rematch, right? AEW does rematches, right?
Yeah,
So I would love for AEW to use this opportunity to highlight somebody else from their tag team division that they said that they had the best tag team division in all of pro wrestling. So give me a team that, hasn't really been utilized, partially bronze, and, you know, put them on a banger of a match that doesn't, you know, no squash matches. Highlight somebody else. I feel like AEW is doing a good job with their tag team division right now. FTR is not front and center. The Bucks are not front and center. The Lucha Bros are not front and center. They're using all their guys right now. They're going down into their tag team division and they're put hold the piss. Oh my god. And god damn it, dude. they're they're utilizing their tag team division talent and they're putting great programs together. So why not use this opportunity to put someone else, varsity blondes, and give them some TV time and put on a banger match?
I agree.
There's no point. There's no point in putting Swerve in Our Glory in that match when we're going to get that match. We're going to get that match. So put somebody else there. Obviously, the Acclaimed are not losing. They better not lose for a very, very long time. But obviously they claim they're not losing, but let them, you could still put over somebody without having to lose to them. So put on a good tag team match with somebody else within their AEW roster and put those guys over. They're like, okay, now I want to be interested in Varsity Blondes. Now I want to be interested in Private Party. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So hopefully it's not Swerve in Our Glory.
No, I like I said, I don't think the chances of it being Swerve in Our Glory are pretty high. I do think Swerve in Our Glory is going to get another shot at it.
Oh yeah.
But not. I don't think it's them Friday. Um, Ricky Starks and Eli. God, dude, I didn't catch this guy's last name. This match was so quick.
Neither
Um,
did I.
there was a segment before that, Butcher and Blade having an argument backstage with Private Party. Andrade tried to calm him down. Andrade's manager mentioned that, Andrade is the one in charge. If they don't like it, shape up or ship out. Matt Hardy intervened and said he'd be there for them if they wanted to join forces once again.
I don't like
So,
that. I don't like it.
uh,
Stay away from Matt Hardy, Private Party. Do your own thing. You guys were over prior to this, and then you guys kind of steered away because they kept putting, those big three tag teams in your face, which, that's why Private Party and others got lost in the shuffle. But they can go. They had a great gimmick. It was fun. Let them go. Go back to that gimmick. You don't need Matt Hardy, man. You don't need Matt Hardy.
yeah.
We don't need Matt Hardy. I love Matt Hardy, but we don't need him. Let Private Party be Private Party in private.
Um, So yeah, Ricky Starks had him, got a good win for him, I guess. Um, I, do you think? Do you think they gave Ricky this quick match to showcase? Um, to showcase him more since he uh he got dropped by Hobbs.
I mean, yeah, but Ricky's over. The crowd loves him. Hobbs
Yeah,
needed to win that program because Hobbs is not. He's not over.
yeah,
So they want to push Hobbs as this guy. So I thought AEW played it smart because Ricky could have taken that loss and they're still gonna have Ricky. But now I feel like you bring this guy with this squash match, maybe they don't know what to do with Ricky now. So that's what I'm afraid of. Like, what do we do with Ricky now? Now that his program's done, what do we do?
yeah. You had a not to bring up, not to open up wounds that we've walked past, but you had this video on TikTok, a clip,
God, here we
and
go.
I commented on it, and it was a clip of our show,
Okay.
and I commented on it, and we talked about Wardlow. What was that comment?
You want me to go look?
I can look, so that way you don't have to close out of your TikTok if you don't want to.
I don't care. I mean, go look real quick. I forget.
Oh, appreciate Crazy Eyes coming in with the raid. Hell yeah, Crazy Eyes, my good friend. Alex17352 said, Crazy Eyes Creed, Crazy Eyes sent me. Hell yeah, appreciate that, Alex. If you guys are new here, my name is Chase. I run my social media. It's called CR Media. This is my friend, my co-host on Wednesday nights, Pro Wrestling Kingpin, Mark. We like talking about wrestling on TikTok. If you guys have seen us, Twitter, Instagram. But on this show, we talk about AEW Dynamite. We usually go live every Wednesday, about 15 minutes after Dynamite. So if you guys like the content, make sure you hit that follow button. Crazy Eyes, definitely appreciate that raid, man. Um, Crazy Eyes is getting started into streaming, and Crazy Eyes does an e-fed, so or like a creative wrestler e-fed sort of thing. Dude, so I'm old school. I used to do e-feds back in the day, like, and you'd role play, and like I'd write essays for role plays, you know, like 3,000 word role plays. Um, so now like the game's different. Now everybody, you post your creative wrestler on community creations, and they all download them. I know Radcore does it, and Radcore is super creative with it. He'll not only download your creative wrestler, but he also makes people, like gimmicked people. It's really cool.
That's pretty cool.
Um, yeah, it's awesome. So in Dad Trainer does it, and then Crazy Eyes just started doing one too. So definitely go check out Crazy Eyes' Twitch channel. Um, Josh said, "We talking e-feds? Yeah, we are talking e-feds, my brother. No, we're talking AEW Dynamite. We are not talking e-feds. Different story for a different time. Anyways, so we had the Ricky Starks match, and I agree with you. I was a little on the fence about the Ricky Starks thing. Um, at first I was a little bummed that he lost to Hobbs, but I agree with you. He needs to get over. Hobbs needs to get over, whereas Ricky is over like Rover.
Hmm.
Um, the TikTok video. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
I
So
made a comment about MJF, and that if they didn't do it right, that they could be looking at the same situation that they're looking at with Wardlow right now. And you were like, "Oh, so you agree with me on Wardlow?" I don't agree with you about Wardlow. I agree with you about AEW's use of Wardlow. That now they've Now they've blown their load with Wardlow, and now it's like okay, well, what do we do with him now? And I feel like there's nowhere to go with Wardlow. But Powerbomb Symphony after Powerbomb Symphony. So now I'm asking, or that's what I was kind of leading to with this before we get into this main event, because this main event is an ROH match. To talk about AEW, you've got MJF with this poker chip, and when MJF wins the championship, because he inevitably will, it's just a matter of time. What I'm afraid of is when MJF finally wins the championship, where is there to go for MJF?
So do you think he'll be a victim of the chases better than the reign?
It's not that I think he will. It's just I'm questioning, like, because we saw it with Hangman Page. We saw it with Wardlow, where they both were victims of the chase, right?
There's a difference though with those two.
They're not on the caliber that MJF is.
They're not. MJF is a megastar, so
Yeah.
MJF can carry a program with his promos alone. Does that
But
make sense?
after he wins the title, can you see him playing the champion role and letting somebody chase him?
Yeah.
I just don't
I
know.
can see it.
I can. I just don't know if I can see AEW doing it,
I
because
could see
I
it.
could see Wardlow. I could see Wardlow doing more after his feud with MJF. But as we've seen, after his feud with MJF and after he won the TNT Championship, Wardlow hasn't done much of anything.
But like I
And it
said,
was
I
the
think
same thing. It was the same thing with Hangman. When Hangman was doing Hangman's chase was so fucking good. Was so good that when he won the title, there wasn't a shadow of a doubt in my mind that Hangman was going to be able to carry that championship. And eventually it got to the point where it was like, okay, it sucks because, you know.
TikTok just booted me out. Whatever. Um,
So
so I
for those,
understand what you're trying to say about MJF's potential, the chase is gonna be better than the rain. But the thing is, the only reason I talk so much shit about Wardlow was because he doesn't have the promo capability. He doesn't have the charisma.
but
He
he
doesn't have what
does.
MJ have. But
Oh,
AEW
no,
does
no, no,
hasn't
no.
shown it. But
Yeah,
AEW
no, no,
hasn't
no,
shown
no.
it.
No. He doesn't. Nobody has what MJF has. So
No one.
let's go ahead and nip that in the butt right now.
No, I
But
don't want to nip it in the butt. Hold on, I don't want to nip it in the butt because guess what? Guess what? Yes, is MJF the best at what he's doing right now? Yes. No one's on his level. However, if you put him in a program with John Moxley, or if you put him in a program, yes, he's suspended, but if you put him in a program with CM Punk, which he had, all these bigger upper caliber wrestlers, then they can do those programs. You could have those amazing feuds that would be worthy of a championship, right? Someone that could defend the championship like MJF can. But Wardlow right now has not proven that he can do that. Everything has been one-offs with him. Everything has been squash matches. That's why before he even got the TNT championship, before he even defected from MJF, I always kept saying, who is he without MJF? He has yet to prove who he is because MJF carried him. Sorry,
but
but that's what it
we've
is.
seen like Wardlow, and we know the potential's there. Like
Yeah, yeah.
where there's some wrestlers where they get that opportunity, and once they reach that peak, it's like, yeah, you weren't meant to be here. You know, and Wardlow has shown instances where it's like, okay, he's put on good promo. He's got good talk. He can put on good promos. I think he can put on good matches if given time, but they don't let him. They don't let him. They don't let him. So, and
I'm gonna
that's my problem. There is no doubt on anybody's planet, on this one, the next, whatever, in all of Doctor Strange's 14 million universes, MJF is a fucking star. But my worry is AEW going to be capable of showcasing him that way?
yes,
I, I hope so. Like I
yes.
said, that's my worry.
No, I get it 100%, but I'm still going back to MJF has shown flashes that he can carry a show, that he can carry a program, that he can carry who? Wardlow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wardlow, on the other hand, has not given me any type of indication that he can carry a show. He has not given me any type of indication
But
that
he
he can
he
carry
doesn't
a
have
program.
to. He
Yeah,
doesn't have to.
he kind of
Mark,
does.
he's the
He kind
TNT
of
champ.
does.
No, Mark, he's the TNT champion.
His
He
TNT
doesn't have
championship reign is a joke. Is a
no.
joke.
He
I'm getting
exactly.
squash matches. It's a joke.
That's what I'm saying. Wardlow doesn't have to show me that he can carry the company as a TNT champion.
He has
Book
to
him.
show me. He has to show me that he can actually carry a program. That he can have a program longer than a one-off. That he can actually wrestle more than 3 minutes. He hasn't done that. Now, can he?
Exactly,
I'm sure
because
he can.
they
I'm
have
sure he
fed him.
can.
They have fed him squash matches.
Prove it to me then. I've been saying it
Put
for
him
months.
put him
I've
in a
been saying it
program.
for months.
Put him in a program with Brody King, with Miro,
Fine. But
with
they're not.
yeah,
You want to know why? You
exactly.
want to know why? Look, you want to know why they can't? Because AEW caters to the fans, which is great. And what do the fans love? What do they love about Wardlow? Tell me.
Powerbomb Symphony.
All right, can he do the fucking Powerbomb Symphony to Brody King? Can he do it to Miro? No, he can't. He can't do it to Samoa Joe. He can't do it to Lance Archer. He can't do it to those bigger name guys. So you
He
have to
did it to
feed him.
Morrissey.
Huh?
He did it to Morrissey.
He put 2 power bombs. That's a symphony? 2 power bombs is a symphony? No, it's not. The powerbomb symphony was him doing it 4, 5 times. Yeah, you could probably get Miro up twice. You probably can. All right. I can't. I can tell you that right now. That's fine. I'm not here talking about, oh yeah, this guy can't fucking lift him up. What I'm saying is that AEW caters to the fans and they want him to do this powerbomb symphony, and that in turn has turned him into a joke. Also, him defecting from MJF, like I said, he continues with these squash matches even as champion. Why are you giving me squash matches as the TNT championship? Why haven't I gotten a feud? Guess what? Scorpio Sky's reign was shitty and it's better than Wardlow's.
I don't disagree.
Sorry. So yeah, do I think that MJF can be the guy can be the guy that is not one of those guys that are the chases better than the rain? Yes, absolutely, because I could see him with promos. He doesn't have to. MJF barely fucking wrestles, but we eat it up. We want to see him, and when he does wrestle, it's great. It's fucking awesome. Wardlow has not shown me anything besides the Powerbomb Symphony. He dropped a decent quick promo a couple weeks ago, and you say, yeah, he doesn't have to show me. He doesn't have to show me to carry the company. Fine. Show me that you can give me viable stories in the mid card, because I know how you hate that word, but the TNT Championship is a mid card title, and he's doing nothing with it. Get it off him. He should have lost. And also, just because I don't like him anymore, get the TNT Championship off of fucking Samoa Joe too, because he's in the same fucking boat.
The TV.
Whatever.
Yeah. So
I don't see it enough to know what it's called.
so Wardlow does not book his matches. So
Fine.
again,
Fine.
that brings back to my point. The same with Adam Page is that once they booked him out of the chase, they didn't know what to do with him. That's not
So
Adam Page's fault, because Adam Page is a fantastic talent, right?
I think it is. I
I
think it
don't.
is. I think that the talent is
It's
part at
Adam Page,
fault
Mark. It's Adam Page's fault that we haven't seen the murder hawk Lance Archer in forever, but then
because he
Lance
sucks.
Archer comes to have a Texas death match with Adam Page.
Because he
Come on,
sucks.
man. Come on.
Look, bro. AEW is a place where these wrestlers have input on their stories, on their character, on their names, right? Is it kind of possible that these fuckers don't know what to do with themselves and how to fucking portray a story, a character, a feud. Come on, man. Like,
You're
look at
telling me that the guys that have been doing this for years don't know, that have wrestled all over the world, that have made
Mhm,
it to the main stage,
mhm.
don't know how to book their characters.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it goes in part, okay? I'm not saying that, oh yeah, these guys don't know what they're doing. That's not what I'm saying. Okay?
Okay.
Don't be one of those guys, okay? What I what I'm saying
Don't be one of those guys.
don't be one of those fucking guys. What I'm saying is yes, okay. Tony books these guys. AW books these guys. I get it. All right. They book them in matches, but the thing is, it is you as a talent is responsible to get shit over. It is
Yeah.
not Tony's job to be like, okay, Wardlow, I'm gonna write this for you. I'm gonna do this for you. I'm gonna create a chant for you. I'm gonna do this for you. No, it's their responsibility to get these characters over. Am I wrong or am I right?
You are. But
Okay. So the same character that your boy Wardlow plays is the same character that all these big fucking muscle heads play. It's all the same shit. Hobbs plays a big unbeatable muscle head that I could lift you and do this and powerlifting. They all play the same characters, and everyone's trying to be Brock Lesnar when no one will ever be Brock Lesnar. That's what it is. So they don't. These guys lack the charisma, the creative edge to fucking get your guys over. Now in Hangman Page's case, the guy was a boring champion. Now, yeah, probably, most likely Tony Khan booked him bad. Yeah, I get it. But the guy dropped shitty promos too. He fought Brian Danielson in a title defense, and after that, I didn't give a fuck about his reign either. They didn't book him in feuds. Now, could that be a case where they don't have enough talent to do a feud? Absolutely fucking not, because it's a bloated roster, right? So
yeah, of course.
you should be able to work with somebody to put a good program together. Thunder Rosa, another one. Shitty champion. It's not all Tony's fault, no matter what you guys want to say. Like, oh yeah, Tony Khan's not booking them correctly. Fine, but it's their responsibility to get these guys over. Freaking Thunder Rosa cannot drop a promo. She sucks at it.
Okay. So let's go back to Wardlow.
Okay.
Tony said, "Hey, the squash matches and the powerbomb symphonies, we're gonna get that over." And Wardlow goes, "Okay, I'll do that for you. I'll get it over." And he did.
Mhm.
And then when Wardlow goes back to Tony and says, "All right, what's next?" "Oh, we're gonna keep doing those powerbomb symphonies and those squash
You're right.
matches."
You're right. You're right. I see where you're going with
Like,
this. You're
okay,
right. I get it. I get it.
yeah,
You're right. It all comes down to booking at the end. I get it. I'm not stupid. Like I get it. I understand. But at the end of the day, these guys have a voice, right? That's the whole point of AEW. They all come and say like, yeah, we're able to do creative things. Wouldn't Wardle be like, all right, dude, like we got to do something out because now I'm starting to fizzle out? We're not back there, but I mean, you have to have that conversation, right?
if you're Brian, if you're or yeah, if you're Wardlow, then yeah,
You
I
have
mean
to
you
have that
would think
conversation,
so.
right? Huh?
You would think so.
I mean, I find it very hard to believe that these wrestlers go inside of these meetings or however. I'm not in the business. I don't know how the fuck it works, but I find it very hard for them to just be like, okay, what am I doing today, Tony? You're gonna go out there, you're gonna fight for 2 minutes and 36 seconds, you're gonna powerbomb to this guy. And then he's gonna be like, okay, cool, thank you, Tony. No, it's not. They're gonna be like, all right, dude, the shit is stupid. Like, what else are we gonna do? So I fail to believe that Warlow's just gonna be like, okay, I think Warlow in part is at fault because he probably doesn't have a creative bone in his body either. He's probably this big musclehead guy that fucking gets off of power bombing people and thinking that he's just gonna get over, which he is. He got over with the power on Tiffany. Congratulations, but you can't do that against top tier talent. You can do that against jobbers in 2 minutes and 30-second matches, but you're not doing that against your top tier talent like that. No, you're not doing it, and that's why
Agreed.
it's just not. I hate seeing poor, Tony getting fucking crucified for all this shit when it's not just him. The talent is responsible as well.
Well, so where I will kick back on that
Okay.
is when you're the only person booking, And so it is all on him. And you also have to think about the possibility of, like we've mentioned, they've got a bloated roster.
Mhm,
We've got guys like Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page,
mhm,
who haven't been on fucking TV. You know, Ethan Page was on TV a couple weeks ago. Where's he been since?
mhm.
You know. So, do you think that maybe it might be hard for some of those guys to speak up about what they want to do because they're like, well, if Tony doesn't like it, then Tony just won't book me next week.
Maybe. I mean, that's not an out there assumption, theory.
Yeah.
It's not out there theory. Like I probably, but
Yeah.
at some point, when is enough enough? I'm the TNT champion, Wardlow. Can you tell me what feud I had besides MJF?
Not
Can
no.
anybody out here that's watching the show, and thank you for watching, by the way,
Cody
can
Rhodes.
anybody out there drop it in the comments? Tell me a feud that our amazing TNT champion has had that is not MJF. Someone tell me.
While we're waiting for that,
Mhm.
um Raz answered that question earlier. We got stuck on Wardlow and Hangman Page, and the reason why MJF won't be like that is because the reason why MJF will be an epic champ because people will want to see him lose.
Agreed.
Yep.
100%. That is a fantastic comment.
And Rad, I anytime anybody shows any Dolph Ziggler love, I'm all for it, baby. I'm all for it. Dolph Ziggler to the fucking moon, brother. To the fucking moon.
Oh man.
Um,
I liked
we
it
uh
though.
we got a question from an Anthony Price that says why the women division in AEW is not that good.
Why isn't is that what you meant? Why the
Yeah,
division
why isn't the women's division in AEW not that good?
booking?
Agreed.
It's the same reason for the bad TNT championship reign. It's booking. I mean, it all comes on the booking, right?
I mean,
And
for the most part, yeah. I mean, when you got one guy trying to book a roster of 120 people,
I
um,
just think I think Tony Khan focuses more on the men, and I don't want to like make any accusations here. Um, but I feel like he puts a lot more effort in all the men's compared to the
yeah,
women's
he
because
doesn't know what he's doing with the women. Is what I mean.
like
So
tonight I actually got excited. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna do a lumberjack match." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool, something different, whatever." And it was a joke. It was a joke. It was a waste of
yeah.
time.
So
Was that for the championship, by the way? It was for the championship, wasn't it?
I think it was, yeah.
It was for the women's championship, if I'm not mistaken. And that goes to show you how bad that whole segment was. I can't even remember if it was a championship match. If you're having the women's heavyweight championship match on there, that should open the show. That should be something that you're drawing attention to because you want to sell that division. And AEW is not booking their women well. If it's not Britt Baker, they don't know what to do.
Yeah. Scott said also when you have two championships for a division that is already struggling, it
I don't
doesn't
know if you
help.
could see, guys, but that's my man Dolph Ziggler at work. Is that better?
I can't see it now. That's
There
badass,
you
dude.
go. Yeah.
That's badass. Dolph is one of my favorites. So
Booker T. Damn
you
it, dude.
there's
There we
not
go.
there you're gonna have a really hard time finding somebody who outworks Dolph Ziggler.
Oh yeah, I love Dolph.
Yeah. Um. The Chris Jericho Bandito match. You wanna take the reins on this? The Ocho.
We can hear your thoughts.
Anytime anybody says that, I always think of dodgeball.
The Ocho, oh yeah. That's what you think it from. You see all
Yeah,
the fucking memes on Instagram and
yeah,
everything? They're all putting his face on them, which I've seen so many, dude.
yeah.
But go ahead.
Uh,
I'm not gonna take the reins because you guys already know what I'm gonna say.
yeah, absolutely.
I got some things I want to say afterward though. But what do you think about the match, Chase?
I thought it was fantastic.
I thought it was great.
It was very, very good. You know, Bandito's a phenomenal talent. If you're not familiar with Bandito, Google is one click away and it's fucking free. But Bandito was also in the ring with one of, if not the greatest of all time, who can hang, who can still go, and I've heard people say that Jericho needs to quit already, and I'm like, I don't see it, man. I don't see it. Do I think that Jericho is still in great condition and great shape to where he can do a program for a little bit, take some time off, go back and do a program again, and Jericho still does it at a high level. He was very good tonight. I like I said, I dug that match a lot.
Um,
I was very confused I was not confused. I was thinking that they weren't going to have Bandito tap out. I was shocked to see that. But yes. Um, yeah, man, that's what I got. You trying to jump back on TikTok?
I'm fighting with TikTok. Fucking assholes.
You know what happened? They're gonna be like, that fat guy in your video wouldn't shut the fuck up.
I don't give a fuck. Um, dude, every time. Um, I
That's what
thought it was
happened.
great. Probably, I don't even care. That's
Especially
just,
when you attack a certain creator, I
that
wouldn't be
person probably
surprised.
was alerted. He was probably alerted.
Yeah,
Anyway, back to I don't wanna overshadow this greatness of match with nonsense. It
absolutely.
was a great match.
Especially nonsense.
It was a fantastic match. Uh, Bandito was great. I really liked what he did. Him and Jericho can still go. I'm tired of seeing this fucking Jericho slander all over social media. Talking about he's too old. He paid for his abs. Fuck all you guys. But he can still go. And it was the correct choice to put him as the Ring of Honor champion. What I do want to talk about is after the match, I thought his promo was great. He basically saying he's going to, go after all the former Ring of Honor champions. And I love that. So that goes to show you what, Tony the Tiger was saying last week in agreement with me. They're definitely on the verge of something. For them to keep promoting the Ring of Honor to have it on Dynamite, not Rampage. If you notice, it was on Dynamite. That's a big difference to me. It's being shown on their flagship show. To be shown on showcased on Dynamite, having matches on Dynamite, it main evented Dynamite. I thought for sure that match was opening and it didn't. I think there is going to be a TV deal right around the corner because they're promoting it hardcore right now.
I I don't know if I would say a TV deal.
Maybe streaming
Um,
something,
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I
something,
can see. Yeah,
something to get more exposure. Let's put it that way. I
absolutely,
think that I think there's a plan
absolutely.
in the works for Ring of Honor to have more exposure, and it's going to be headlined by Chris Jericho. And for them to have the Ring of Honor Championship on their flagship show, not only on their flagship show, but but the main event of their flagship show, that tells me something.
Yeah,
And I love it.
absolutely.
I love the Rings of Jericho. I love the Ocho, this guy, everything he does turns to gold. I'm just letting you guys know. That's why he's the GOAT. That's why he's the greatest of all time. That's why there's 30 years of Chris Jericho, everybody. All right? The complete list of Jericho, 30 years.
Have you cracked that bad boy open and started
I
reading
did.
it?
I did that correct about you. Real quick, you want to know what kind of pissed me off? I love Chris Jericho, but this pissed me off. So I actually won this book on a Facebook Live of his, and it was supposed to be an autographed copy. Would you like to know what I got from Chris Jericho? Chris Jericho, I love you, but fuck you for this, buddy. I
A
got an
book that was an
autographed
autograph.
index
Oh,
card saying Marcos. Yeah, yeah.
um,
You know what I use this
Raz,
autographed index card for? My placeholder. Fucker.
fucker.
Love you though.
um, Raz said the problem we have with that is that a certain former champ is currently not allowed in the company. No, 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 no. It's not that he's not allowed in the company. He's injured. So, I was just talking about this tonight with Josh and one of my other friends that I'm in a group chat with. Uh, it- he hasn't been released. So before we get into next week's Dynamite and Rampage, break down the card like we always do. Um, uh, you think it's gonna now? Now hold on before you answer that question. Implying that it's not a work because I know you think it's a work. Implying that it's not a work. Do you think he gets? Do you think he gets released?
First of all, I don't think it's a work. All of it is. I think it started off as a work. I just want to say that. I think it's a work that went too far. Um, it's really hard for me to believe that Tony Khan would have to release his biggest draw. Um, the biggest moneymaker. However, to have that big of an impact backstage, how many people besides the elite where their feathers were ruffled by all this? So bringing this guy back, it could send a bad message to your locker room. So
Yeah.
it really depends. I'm still going with it started off as a work and it turned into something much more. Because I still find it hard to believe that Tony Khan would sit through a presser allowing this guy to attack other top talent, your EVPs. I think he it's man, it's so hard to answer now with everything that has transpired. Um, but I think he does come back to the company. I think he's going to piss a lot of people off when it does. Everyone,
Yep.
I remember a couple weeks ago you said that everyone's going to forget. People don't forget, man.
No, no,
Um,
no, 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 no. And I'm so glad you said that.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think people are going to forget. I think that Tony is going to assume that the longer we wait to bring Punk back, the less it will be on people's minds. That's what Tony is going to assume. And Tony's going to gather heat when he brings him back. And he's going to be between a rock and a hard place because Tony's going to open the door for him. And then people are going to be like, yo, you shouldn't have done that. And then he's going to be like, well, I can't do anything about it now. I already let him come back.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's
And
so
I'm
hard
still
for me to
stating,
see him not bring it back. It's so hard, and I think it's going to create problems. It's so hard not to bring him back, dude. I mean, the guy just it's just money for the company, and for you to just drop him like that, I mean, it's hard. And I think it it's just so hard for him having this injury. I mean, I think he's banking on the injury as well to play a part because how long how long are the elite suspended? We don't know, right? It's indefinite. So how long would you have held out if CM Punk was not hurt? How long would this suspension would have been? How long are you going to go without your biggest money draw? How long? So I think Tony is banking on this fucking injury to let him come back. Be like, all right, he's coming back. He's gonna try again. Maybe he won't be world champion because he's tried and failed twice because of the injuries,
yeah,
But it's just so hard. The
I
guy
think,
brings just by t-shirts alone, this guy shattered records in his return, dude. Like
I
it's
think
so
that
hard.
I think that um now, Rad, I see your comments about it, and I don't necessarily agree. I don't necessarily disagree either. However, what I will say is that if one was going to be punished, they all were. If one's going to be fired, they all need to be fired. Because whereas Punk is a talent, the other three were EVPs. So if we're talking about management in the company, you're going to have to hold them to higher standards than you are just a worker. So when if you're going to fire one, you better fire all of them. If you're going to suspend one, you better suspend all of them. And that's my philosophy on it. Is if Punk gets fired, then I need reasons why Matt and why Nick and Matt Jackson aren't fired as well, and why Kenny Omega is not fired because they're EVPs. But listen, this whole thing started off of their high school childish bullshit. The EVPs in the company. So you're gonna have to hold management to the same standard that you hold talent to, because if you fire Punk and you let Punk or you let the Bucks and Kenny stay, now you have told the locker room and all future talent that you sign that the Bucks can get away with whatever they want, whether
Yeah.
the door was kicked in or not. The fact that they went around starting rumors, acting childish, doing all the stuff that they did. If you fire Punk and you slap Kenny and the Bucks on the wrist with a suspension, you've now told the locker room and other talent that they can get away with what they want. However, if you let Punk come back, now you've told the locker room that you're going to let them get that Punk can get away with what he wants.
So what's your
Now,
solution?
I don't have one. I'm not the owner of the company. The owner of the
I
company should the owner of the company, like I said, he this whole thing could have been averted. He could have put his hand on Punk's wrist during that press conference and whispered in Punk's ear, like, "Hey, let's not do this here, please," and been done. Instead, he looked with his bug eyes and nodded his head and waited till Punk left to go back there where the Bucks and Kenny were, and decided to sit out there with a live camera and cuss out WWE instead of going back there to handle the situation. That's on his hands. That's not on like you let him do that.
I
You
agree.
let him he had and like I said, I agree with half of what Raz said and I disagree with half of what Raz said. You let Punk win the championship so Punk has a big ego and he thought I'm the champion and I'm in Chicago, baby, and I can say whatever the fuck I want. So he went in that press conference and he decided to say whatever he wanted and he thought he was going to get away with it. And that's where Tony, as the owner of the company, should have halted it right then and there. But he wanted to sit out there and play patty cake with Swerve and Keith Lee, and then, like I said, go on this cussing tirade against WWE. Like, bro, nobody cares. There's no like that's not gonna the tampering with contracts. That's not gonna hold up in court. So you look like an idiot standing there screaming and cussing about WWE tampering when you should have been in the back handling the situation that you just watched.
Do you think maybe that was his CM Punk impression of his media presser? All the fucks and talking shit and calling people out. Maybe
Yeah,
he
he was
tried to do
hyped.
that.
Like I said, man. Well,
He
listen,
tried to do it to deflect from the situation.
listen, man. I'm fully convinced that Tony's on the booger juice now. So he was sitting there. He was sitting there all bug eyed, listening to Punk go off, and he was like, "Man, like I'm going to do the same thing." And lo and behold, so
I think the only thing at this point is wait months and months
Like I said,
until we could have a sit down with everyone and be like, look, I can't release anybody. You guys bring in too much money. You guys have to coexist and set some ground rules and be on top of the situation. Otherwise, buy them out. But you know, CM Punk's too happy, man. I mean, anything could happen at this point. So
yeah,
he needs to do his
that's a
best to
fat
try
ass.
to fix the
That's a fat
situation
ass
where they.
contract. That's a fat ass contract to buy out.
That's what I'm saying. So you got to
But
do some type of situation where they don't necessarily have to get along, but they have to be able to put on a story. If they don't ever fight, then so be it. Whatever. If they don't have to do any program with each other, but you have to do something where you can keep all these guys on the roster, and they're still making you money and helping you grow.
like, like it's millions of dollars for Punk's contract to buy it out. Now understand that, and I hate that notion that, oh, Tony spends daddy's money. Like, you don't understand with Indian people, with Khans, Khans, Patels, all those, the families like that, they keep money within the family. The family works for the businesses, and they keep the money within the family. That's how that works. Tony has worked for the Jacksonville Jaguars organization since he was old enough to work, or since Shad Khan bought him. And every one of Shad's businesses, Tony has been involved in since he was old enough to do it. That's how those families are. They let their kids work for them. They let their kids work in the business, and their kids either go on to start their own businesses, or they stay in house. That's how that works. Like, so I hate that notion that, oh, Tony's just spending daddy's money. No, it's con money. Like, so
People people just
so
don't fucking enjoy things for what it is. People like to hate on what it is. So everyone grew up with WWE. WWE was the wrestling's high power. All right, we all grew up with it, and so people are like, it's like being a Cubs and Sox fan. You know what I mean? It's like, oh no, we're gonna hate the Cubs because you know I live on the South Side, and I'm gonna hate the White Sox because I live on the North Side. It's the same shit. Well, I'm gonna hate on AEW because they're the new kids on the block, and I grew up with fucking WWE, so I'm gonna find every little thing to nitpick and hate and talk shit to freaking degrade that company as much as I can for no apparent reason. Just fucking enjoy it, man. Just enjoy what's happening. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan, and that's it.
what I'm saying is that the $4 million to buy out Punk's contract is not.
Is that how
It's
much it
not.
is?
Yeah, it's like four. It's like 4 point something million to buy that contract out. That's nothing to the Khan family. They'll do that in a heartbeat. The
Mm-hmm.
problem is that no matter if you buy him out, you terminate him, whatever the case is, he's got a case against you because you have employee, or you have management of your company attacking, allegedly, not whatever the fuck it is, and there would need to be a lengthy as fuck NDA on the buyout, and that's it. Because the buyout wouldn't just be 4 million or however much it is. The buyout would be whatever CM Punk wants. Like I said, I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't
When
think
I
so
see
either.
when I see Tony talk about CM Punk, and I see Tony look at CM Punk, I see somebody who is majorly in love with that investment, and the fact that an announcement hasn't been made. He could have said, "Hey, CM Punk is injured." However, as of right now, Punk, Bucks, and Kenny are all suspended, and Punk's suspension will start after his injury. The fact that that announcement hasn't been made, and every single thing, like, if you read all these reports about a buyout, there's nothing that says the talk in AEW is a buyout. All these reports all say their best option is a buyout. So we don't even know if a buyout has even been talked about.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I just hope that Tony realizes that he needs to stop running this company the way he's running it and try to find some common ground between them. You don't have to have apologies or anything like that, but you guys got to work together to make money. At the end of the day, this is a business. Like you said last week when we closed out the show, this is a business,
Yep.
and you need those
That's right.
guys to get your draws, right? You need those guys to make you money. So if you guys don't ever want to work together, fine, we'll make that shit happen. You guys don't want to fucking run a program together, I don't give a fuck. But we need
Well,
all you guys on this program, and you guys need to be here, dropping your promos, doing your matches, doing whatever you got to do. So if I'm Tony Khan, I'm figuring out what do we have to do to get you guys in a room to come to that understanding and move from there.
I think that's what
Strip
he's
him of the
doing.
EVPs. No more EVPs. Get himself a creative team, whatever he's got to do, and just go from there.
I think there's too much booger juice. That's what I think.
I don't know. I don't know.
So the AEW Dynamite anniversary show next week. But first, let's talk about this Rampage card. Um, so Scott mentioned earlier that they did announce who they were going to face the Acclaimed. And it's the Butcher and the Blade
I'm happy about that.
and Private Party. So it's a 3-way.
It's a 3-way. That's even better. I love it. Love it. Hopefully Matt
So it's
Hardy
the
stays.
Acclaimed defend. Yeah, the Acclaimed defend the AEW Tag Team titles against Butcher and Blade and Private Party.
Hopefully Matt Hardy stays his ass away.
John Silver versus Roosh. Willow Nightingale versus Jamie Hayter.
Ooh, I like that
Um,
one.
and then Lee Moriarty versus Fuego de Sol.
Oh God.
It says Hook will appear, but it doesn't say exactly who Hook is facing. So,
Another squash match.
yep. And then on the anniversary show next week, we're going to get MJF and Yuta. National Scissoring Day with the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn. Luchasaurus in action, whatever that means. I guess a squash match.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Darby Allin versus
The
Jay
Chokeslam
Lethal.
Company. What's gonna
And
be?
then Bryan Danielson and Daniel Garcia versus Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara.
Can we talk about Hook for a second?
Yeah, I mean that's fine.
So is he ready?
I don't. I mean,
Because he's fizzling out in my eyes, man. The whole Sun Hook and everything. Like he's very talented, but at some point you're gonna have to get out of this. I'm this little kid, boy wonder badass, and enter a program. We need a feud, man. Something.
he had a uh who did he have a program against?
Fucking what's his name? The guy you hated. Dude from the factory. What's his name? He's in the factory.
Oh, yeah, QT Marshall.
Yeah, QT Marshall. That shit was
Yeah,
bullshit. We need
yeah.
someone with legitimate TV time, not someone that he could squash. And it's like, okay, it was great to see Hook. Yeah, he's a product of the fans. I agree with that too. It's great to see Hook. I like him. I think he's very talented, but I feel like we need to build on that character now because you brought him out there. He's whipping ass. He's doing great matches, in my opinion. I mean, the whole Hookhausen thing, that shit was over. Maybe they should have done something with that. I hated it, but they should have done something with it. Everyone loved it, but you got to do something at this point now. So I feel like Hook is just another guy. Probably an unpopular opinion, but
No, No, I think I I wasn't a huge fan of them teaming up, him and Danhausen. Um,
But it was over as fuck, so they should have went with it.
so my reason for it was I don't like the way that Danhausen's been portrayed.
Yeah,
Um,
I know.
you know,
You've been very
yep,
vocal about that.
good. I'm glad. Um, so I just like Danhausen's a very talented wrestler, capable of holding his own, and he's got this little 19 or 20-year old kid who's like his bodyguard or his protector, and it's just it's stupid to me. So
I agree.
uh, yeah, uh,
Yeah,
I will tell you. Yeah, I will tell you. I've got a pretty fantastic memory. Um, I've got the best memory, the best of the best memory. And there was a time on this show where you had mentioned that it wasn't good for Hook to be in this comedy thing with
I agree.
Danhausen,
Yeah, I did. I did.
and
But it was
I
over.
disagreed. I disagreed with you. I told you it was funny, and I told you should just shut up and enjoy it. And now here I am, and I'm not a fan of it. So
I'm not a fan of it either, but it's better than what Hook's doing right now, dude. I mean, I don't care. The FTW championship needs to get the fuck off of TV. I don't
agreed.
care. Stop it. You want him to be a champion? Let him fight Pac. See if he can go. I don't care. But it's just I don't care anymore. I love Hook. Send Hook, right? But now it's just what are you doing with him?
Agreed.
I don't want to see another squash match of you fucking suplexing local talent from whatever city you're gonna be at on Rampage. I don't want to see it. I hate it. I fucking hate squash matches, man. I hate it. Hate it.
Especially when you got a 2 hour show and you've got four squash matches. It's like, okay, what was the point?
Bro, look, you have a bloated roster. Okay. You're gonna tell me you cannot find somebody on that bloated roster that you can utilize to fight Hook for 5-10 minutes? You have to give me a 30-second squash match with local talent that you're paying $100, $200 to come in there and get his ass whooped.
He had a decent match, or he had a good match with Ricky Starks when he won the FTW championship.
He did. That was great. I loved it. It was quick though, but it was great. It was a lot better than what they did with fucking local talents. Why couldn't that be a feud? Why was it just a one off? I would have loved to see the inner turmoil of Team Taz right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, do something
Well,
with it.
you did get the inner turmoil of Team Taz.
Yeah, I know with
Yeah,
Mahawk and
powerhouse
that.
ups turned on.
Yeah, I know we got that, but like, what did Hook do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Hook for a long time wasn't even. He was on Team Taz, but he didn't come out with them anymore for months. For months, he didn't even come out there. Was he even on Team Taz when they imploded, or was he the first one to leave? Like,
Was he even ever? I mean, when he started wrestling, was he even a
he
part of
came
Team Taz anymore?
he came out with them, but when he
Yeah.
started wrestling, I don't know. But I know
Yeah.
he used to come out. Remember, he used to have the white wife
Yeah. Yeah.
beater and everything, the jeans and everything
Yeah.
like that. He would just come out. They would drop promos with Taz.
Yeah.
But it's
He was
just
a gimmick.
yeah, he was just this guy. But now it's like you're being on Rampage regularly. Why can't you give me some type of mini feud or something at this point? Like, man, I just fucking hate squash matches. All these wrestlers you have on your roster that you're paying, and you have to pay local talent to get his ass whooped by Hook.
Agreed.
Come on, man.
Agreed. It's about that time.
It is about that time.
Yep.
Final thoughts?
A decent show. The show was good. The show was good. Um, you know, uh, I enjoy the show. You know, I also like critiquing it.
Mhm.
You know, but overall, like, I'm very happy with it. I'm sorry I got you kicked off of TikTok tonight.
I don't
I
care.
hope I hope the little fucker that got you kicked off of TikTok enjoys his
Oh,
$75.
wait a minute. 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 Hold on. I promised you guys something. We're gonna
Can you
play.
can
We're
you
gonna play a
still
little. We're gonna play a little Guess the Wrestler. I had a few selections here. Let's see who I'm gonna choose. Who I know the most about, so I don't look like a fucking moron.
heard that? I hope whoever reported your video enjoys their $75 hoodie that they purchased from that shithole.
Oh my god.
Sorry. It is what it is.
Yo, let's just keep it straight in here and stop all the shoots. All right. It's something funny or
No,
you
not at
okay?
all. Not at all, sir.
Are you sure?
I agree.
All right. Let's go with Guess the Wrestler AW Dynamite post show edition. This is our first time, ladies and gents. So we're gonna give Chase a minute and a half because this is our first time doing this bullshit.
Okay.
And let's see if Chase is better straight up.
Okay, well, so let's since it's the AEW Dynamite post show, let's
Okay?
do an AEW wrestler.
An AEW wrestler?
Yeah.
Does he okay. It's an AEW wrestler. Sort of.
So real quick,
Mm-hmm.
if we're gonna make comparisons,
Mm-hmm.
the guy who guesses
Mm-hmm.
is really good.
You are really
Uh,
good.
I happen to think I happen to think he's a dapper fellow.
A
Um,
dapper fellow.
it's you. You've gotta be able to maintain.
I'm
You know,
trying, man. I'm
okay.
trying.
At least
Trying.
just know who the fuck you're talking about.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
You know, and the competition's not that great. So, I mean, you don't have to be really good to do this. I mean, the information's right there on your fucking screen. So,
I'm looking. Hold on. I want to make sure I know. I'm choosing between two guys. I had four suggestions. I'm choosing. Choosing.
okay.
I gotta see who I know the most about, so I'm like a fucking moron.
Huh?
I said I have to make sure I know who I'm talking about, so I don't look like a fucking moron.
Hey, I mean, you can still look like a fucking moron and get tens to hundreds of thousands of followers.
Eh. All right. I got one.
All right,
Are you ready
male
for
or
this?
female?
Hold on,
Well,
man. I
hold
didn't
on.
start the
You got to
time.
you
I
got to
didn't
start the
start the
clock. Yeah.
timer, bro. You're not even doing this right. We're failures at this already.
Well, like I said, the competition's not very high. So,
All right. Okay. In three, a minute and a half. Okay. In
all right,
three, two, one, go.
male or female?
Male.
Active?
Yes.
AEW or WWE?
Currently,
Yeah, currently.
he's not in any current promotion, but he was within them within a year.
CM Punk.
No.
Um, World Champion.
No. And I hope I'm not wrong on that one.
Jeez, I told you, man. All you got to do is fucking Google it
Just
and
go. You're
stare at
wasting
the
your
screen
time.
while I ask these questions.
I'm saying no. I'm saying no.
Fuck's sake.
I'm saying no.
In AEW is his last company.
Yes.
Okay. Is
He's
he
still
currently
technically
wrestling?
signed with them. He's still technically signed with AEW, technically.
Okay. Ex AEW champ.
No. Wait, like world champ?
Like any champ in AEW.
Yes.
Okay.
No. My bad. I
See?
suck at this. I'm the worst.
No,
No, he was not. He was not,
Mark. You're definitely not the
keep
worst.
going. Keep going.
Okay.
I'm going to give you an extra 15 seconds because I suck. So go ahead.
All right. All right.
He
You're
was not
definitely not the
champion in
worst.
AEW. He was
All
not
right. We
champion
know
in
who the
AEW.
worst is. TNT championship
No, I said he wasn't champion.
at all.
No, he has not held a title in AEW.
Okay. Held the title in WWE.
Yes.
World title in WWE.
No.
A title on NXT or WWE. I guess I can't. I guess it'd be a yes or no question. Title in NXT.
No.
Title in WWE.
Yes.
My time's got to be up by now.
Well, WWF. We're just keeping going. I want to see if you just get it. You're way off, but go keep going.
It's Paul White.
No.
Yeah, you lost me now. Mark Henry.
Damn it.
Was it?
Yeah.
Damn.
Damn it.
Well, I was either going to go with Mark Henry or Gold Dust.
Well,
Dustin
you got it a minute later because we suck at this. You want to do one more now since we got our flow?
Whoa, there's no flow. Like I
got
said,
a flow. I got
find
a flow.
the wrestler. Find the
I got
wrestler.
a wrestler. I got a wrestler. I'm gonna use another guy.
Dude, Google's right there for crying out loud.
Google takes too much time. But now I got one.
All right, let's do it again then.
A minute and a half. We're gonna be strict. I know this guy.
All right.
In 3.
Tell me when to start.
2, 1, go.
Active wrestler.
Yes.
All right, active in AEW.
Sort of. He's technically signed with AEW.
Okay. Former champ.
In where? In AEW?
Yeah.
No.
Former champ in WWE.
No.
Okay. And you said he's technically signed with AEW.
Technically, yes.
All right. Was he active in the 2000s?
Yes.
Active in the 2010s?
Yes.
Active in the 90s?
Yes.
You didn't sound sure of that.
I'm looking at it right now. It's confirmed. Right. Active in the 90s.
All right. Active in WWE in the 90s?
Late 90s, yes. When it was called WWF.
Okay.
Bless you.
So, is this one Paul White?
No.
Is this one Gold Dust?
No.
Okay. So no former no championship at all.
In AEW, no.
In WWE?
No.
Okay. Because never mind. Like I said, buddy, you'll never be the worst. We already know who that is. So, are they a wrestler?
10 seconds. Yes, 10 seconds.
God, I can't think of the AEW's roster right now.
3, 2, 1.
Jim Ross.
No.
I know.
Jim Ross. What the fuck was that?
I threw a name out there.
Christopher Daniels.
Christopher Daniels.
You're
a piece of shit.
That was a suggestion from Phil the Future.
Nice. Good job, Phil.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, Phil. You're right. Christopher Daniels was in WWF for a short period of time. Even though I will let dark matches count. But like I said, at least you knew your stuff. That's all that matters.
He was. I knew that one, and he was a world champion, which I didn't know. I saw it as I was scrolling, but you didn't ask the question. Thank God, because I would have said no. Yep. He was Ring of Honor champion.
Yep,
That is correct. Didn't know that.
That is correct. That is correct.
Didn't know that.
Christopher Daniels' run in TNA was one of my favorite parts of TNA.
He's
So
great. All right.
if you get an opportunity to subscribe.
I actually thought
To,
about it because I love TNA. Love it.
yeah,
I don't really like it so
the,
much currently. Impact. I'm
the
sorry.
04. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
04 to 07, 08. I don't remember. When it got like weird, but those 4 years there, it was awesome.
It
And
was.
man,
I really enjoyed the Aces and Ace faction until it turned into the NWO Wolfpack.
now Impact is awesome. So
I watch it here and there. I'm not active, so otherwise I would love to talk about it a lot more. But I'd be
yeah,
lying to sit here if I told you I watched it. There's just so much wrestling
just pick it up.
content. Like
Just pick it up, dude.
I'm gonna watch it this week, because I'm working from home this week. Um, but I do record it and I watch it from time to time. Um, but I don't hate it.
And then
I'm just not
your
invested.
wife gets mad. Your wife gets mad about how much space you take up on the DVR, and she
Bro,
demands
she
that you delete it.
complains. She's like, how many wrestling shows do you watch? And I was like, not enough.
Yep.
Like every day there's wrestling. And she's like, look at me. And I'm like, yeah, too bad, buddy.
Oh, well, I
You
would
get
get mad because I wouldn't have enough room on my DVR for all my wrestling stuff because my wife would DVR National Geographic shows or
oh she
Discovery
she
shows.
she DVRs murder shows, fucking deadly women, killer kids. She's planning my murder as we speak. So if I come up missing, you know who did it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
So
you're a fuckhead, so I would already know who did it anyways.
yeah, that's cool. But yeah, back to the AEW Dynamite post show. That was our first guess the wrestler. Maybe we'll make it a weekly thing. You know,
Hey,
we just you never know.
like I said, the competition isn't high out there. You suck coming up with wrestlers just as bad as the other guy does. So
Hey man, I'm just gonna keep it straight with you. The game sucks.
yeah,
So we're gonna shoot that guy right out the window.
yep.
Um
Before you shoot yourself in the foot.
yeah. So
Yep.
final thoughts now. Final thoughts. You say you enjoyed the
Um,
show.
yeah, good show. Good show. This show was really good until we got kicked off of TikTok.
Yeah.
Um, kind of talk again. Mark and I are working on a new show where we will talk about the wrestling landscape all together. So we'll talk about everything, stories, stuff going on in the stuff going on in AEW, stuff going on in general.
Maybe some
Um,
impact. Maybe I'll start watching Impact, get some more in
yeah,
there,
yeah,
we'll talk about it.
yeah.
I'm actually
We,
really excited.
we won't be breaking down shows. We'll just be kind of like talking
You
about the
know,
landscape overall.
landscape overall, high points maybe of each show that people want to talk about, what they
Yep,
think, maybe debuts, returns, stuff like that.
yep. And
So
the AEW Dynamite post show will still be a thing. I will have a new co-host. So yeah, yep.
hopefully I can join you some random days and I'm off. You know,
Absolutely.
who's the White
Ooh,
Rabbit? Not Bray Wyatt.
yeah, it is.
Shitty Baron Corbin.
No,
Yeah,
you're gonna feel really dumb.
I'm not gonna feel really dumb because I don't really care. I just like being the whole. I like being different. You know, that's why when
Sometimes,
everyone that's why when
sometimes,
everyone's saying Stone Cold's their goat, we all know who the true goat is, and he's carrying yet another company. You're welcome.
hey,
Um,
that got beat Stone Cold and The Rock in the same night.
yeah, actually, I got that figure somewhere.
I believe it.
I'll pull it for you guys next show. But yeah, my final thoughts. The show was great. The Ocho. Enough said. I do want to say I want to acknowledge to Chase a couple weeks ago. Him and I got into a heated debate about the trios division. There is no trios division.
I
There
told
hasn't
you, bro.
been there hasn't been one trios match
I told you.
on any show, Rampage or Dynamite. There has not
Yeah,
been one
because
trios match since that title.
the elite, the guys that book themselves and stuff like that, and the guys that run the locker room like high school,
Mm-hmm.
they booked themselves to win those titles, and when they got suspended, they had to do a 180, and now they have zero plans for them because the guys who booked themselves to win it can't book the division anymore. So,
Yep.
yep,
So my hopes, maybe next week we'll get a trios match, not even a trios title, just a trios match to solidify that there's actually a division out there.
yep,
Yep.
yep. Anyways, so new show starting very soon with Mark and I, and then we'll get a new face here in the Dynamite post show. We'll be talking about that in the coming weeks. I have somebody who committed to doing it, but that guy can't even commit to coming and watching the shows. So,
Who is it?
um, huh?
Who is it?
Wouldn't you like to know, fucker?
It's probably
I'm
Tony the
just kidding.
Tiger.
It is. It's tech support, Tony.
I was gonna tell you that it should be him anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I really want it to be him, but you know, I mean, he's like, yeah, just give. So we were going to start the show at 9:30 when he decided to come on, but like he talked about being super busy on Thursdays. So, um, so I'm like, after tonight, it's like, well, are you so busy that you forgot the show was on? am I gonna am I gonna have to deal with that when we start doing the show on, if I bring him on to do the show, is he gonna forget that the show's on? And then when I go live, it's just me. I
Right.
hate doing a show by myself. I
Right.
can
Yeah.
if I'm not live, I could talk to myself for hours.
Right.
But if I'm live, it's like, uh, uh. So yeah,
Makes sense.
but yeah, I'm super excited. I'm super excited for this show. Um, I'm excited. I'm excited for the both. I'm excited to do a show with Tony, and I'm excited to do a more broad show with you. Because I mean, like, there's a lot of times on this show where we're like, something in another company will get brought up, and it's like, oh, we want to talk about it, but then it's like, well, we're trying to constrain ourselves to just AEW. So, you know,
True that. True that.
yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as usual, we appreciate you guys joining us tonight. If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you never ever miss an opportunity when CR Media goes live. CR Media goes live on Mondays for the I-70 Hot Tag Pit Stop, where we talk about Kansas and Missouri independent professional wrestling and interview wrestlers in the Midwest, from Kansas and Missouri. One of those is Luigi Primo that we've had on. You should go check out CR Media's TikTok and Instagram to find clips of the old, it's a couple months old, interview we did with Luigi Primo. It's fantastic. He did the whole interview in character. It was awesome. Um, Luigi's a fantastic wrestler and a fantastic performer. Just want to throw that out there because I know that there's some people out there that don't necessarily agree, and my mom always taught me that opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one, and sometimes other people's stink. So um, we go live on Tuesdays to talk about the NFL, mainly the Kansas City Chiefs because that's where I'm from, and but we dabble in the NFL in general. On Wednesday nights, we go live about 15, maybe 30 minutes after Dynamite in the future, to break down the show AEW Dynamite. And on Thursday nights, we do the I-70 Hot Tag, just the I-70 Hot Tag. And again, we're talking about Kansas and Missouri independent professional wrestling. So that is the schedule right now. Obviously, in the next month or two, there's going to be a show added on there. Mark and I are still working on a name. I think we have a name, but we haven't decided on it. Or we have decided on it. I'm not really sure yet. I don't
We'll
think
figure it
Mark's
out.
sure either.
We'll figure it out. We got time.
But
We got time.
yeah, like I said, make sure you hit that follow button, so you never miss any of the shows. We appreciate you guys joining with us. Mark, you got anything to add to that?
Now, man, make sure you follow my man Chase. Make sure you follow me, Pro Wrestling Kingpin, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, I guess Twitter, but I'm not on
I
there.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, make sure you go give us a follow. Let's talk in the future. Excited about this next show. Let's get it done. Chris Jericho's the GOAT.
Absolutely. All right, guys. For myself, Chase, for my co-host, as usual, good fight and good night.